Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to share with you all a step-by-step and very detailed video or recipe on making dhalpuri at home. So if you guys love dhalpuri, stay tuned. Let me share with you all how to make this delicious roti recipe. So guys, to make this I have in my bowl all-purpose flour, and to that I'm going to go in with some baking soda. And yes, I said baking soda. My mother-in-law taught me this trick, and if you've seen my other dhalpuri video you'll know that I use baking soda. So I'm going to go in with my baking soda and baking powder. And for dhalpuri I always like using a little more baking powder. So I'm going in with a tablespoon and a teaspoon. You want to mix that to combine properly. Now I'm going to go in with a little hotter than lukewarm water. So you want to throw in your water and mix with your fingers to bring it together, and then you can use the squeezing method like this. Squeeze with your fingertips to bring it together, and when you're bringing it together you want it to feel like a medium dough. You don't want it to be too soft, because if it's too soft, when you go to roll out your dhalpuri it can burst pretty easily. So once it comes together and it feels a little bit firm, set it aside and continue adding water to bring the rest of the dough together. Using your fingertips to squeeze and bring that together. Continue doing that until you've brought all of the dough together. Okay, now I'm going to bring all of the dough together. I'm going to pull it in and push it out. Pull it in and push it out. And we're only going to be doing this method for this first portion of kneading. Now I'm going to continue kneading this. But the way I'm going to knead it now is I'm going to hold and squeeze and turn, hold and squeeze and turn. And I'm going to do this until I have a really smooth dough. You want that gluten in your dough to form. I always tell you guys that when you're kneading flour, you have to allow the gluten in the flour to form, and that's what's going to help give you a really nice roti. So I'm going to knead this like this, squeezing and turning for about 5 minutes, and then I'll see you guys right back. So now that my flour, I've kneaded it for that 5 minutes, I'm going to go in with a sprinkling of oil, just a little bit of oil, and you want both sides to have that oil. And then using your hands now, you're going to go in with a fist, and we're going to punch down and continue to knead. My mom needs big basins of flour, and when she kneads flour she goes in with her 2 hands like this, punching down and kneading like this. And I grew up watching her kneading flour, and I've learned from the best, I have to say. So after about 2 minutes of kneading, we're going to go ahead and cover this with a damp paper towel. And the damp paper towel is going to prevent it from drying out on the top and forming a skin. And then cover it with a tea towel. And we're going to allow it to rest here for about 10 minutes. So the next step is preparing the dal. And what I'm going to do is give the dal a wash. And you'll see that the water from the dal will start to get milky. That's the reason. So I'm going to discard the water and wash it another time. Or wash it again. Drain this water. Now if you notice that your water is really dirty, you'd want to wash it at least 2 or 3 times. So here I have my water already coming up to a boil. I'm going to go in with some turmeric powder. Now I'm going to put in the dal that we just washed. Give this a mix, and we're going to allow it to come up to a boil. I do have my heat on medium. We want to allow this to come up to a boil, and I like leaving my spoon right here on the pot so that it doesn't boil over. The wooden spoon prevents it from boiling over. So I'll tell you guys how long it takes on a medium heat. Usually it takes 12 minutes, so today we'll see. Now as the dal is boiling, you'll notice this foam starting to come up to the top. You're just going to skim it off and discard that. So it's been 15 minutes since the dal or the split peas has been boiling. Okay, so the grains are right where I want it to be. You want when you put your fingernail through it, and it's really hot. You want when you put your fingernail through it, you can put it through it with ease, and you can still feel that it's a little bit firm. You don't want it to be too soft. So I'm going to drain this now. So my dough is finished resting. What I'm going to do now is break the dough into smaller dough balls. I'm going to scoop and squeeze, break it off, and then you're just going to bring it up together like this, and then squeeze it together like this while moving it around in your hand, and then you have one dough ball. So I'm going to continue breaking out the rest the same way, making the dough balls. Once you form the dough balls, cover it, and we're going to allow it, and we're covering with a damp paper towel again, and we're going to allow it to rest for 10 minutes. On this plate I have some chopped bandania or culantro or recao. I have some curry leaves, and the curry leaves is totally optional. The bandania leaves is totally optional. If you don't have it, don't worry. The main ingredient are the peppers and the garlic. I'm just gonna add it to the dal, and I'm just gonna mix that up so that when we start to grind, it's evenly distributed throughout the mixture. So I like using a measuring cup. It actually helps me to pick up the dal better, and it doesn't drop any into the dal mixture. Place it into your mill, and this mill can be found on my Amazon store. It's used for grinding grains, and then all you have to do now is grind your dal. So guys, I finished grinding the dal. Can you see how beautiful it looks with the red and the green and the yellow? So this is the consistency when you grind your dal you want it to be. You don't want it to be too soft. Now to this we have to season this. So to the dal I'm going to go in with some geera powder, or roasted. You roast cumin seeds and then you grind it, and then you'll get, it's the same geera powder. And I was telling you guys, if you didn't have the bandania and the curry leaves, that's okay, because the main ingredients in seasoning the dal is the peppers, the garlic, this geera or cumin powder, and salt. And you're gonna add salt to taste, and then all you have to do is mix. You want to mix it well, because you want that geera and that salt to be evenly distributed throughout the dal. Now once it's mixed, you're going to grab the dal and you're going to squeeze like this. And what this is going to do is it's going to make your dal nice and soft and not grainy, because if you watch the consistency of when I squeeze from when it was grounded, you can tell it's nice and soft. So you want to grab and squeeze. And we're going to do this until the entire basin of dal is nice and soft. Okay, now it's time to fill the dough balls with the dal filling. And you're going to... Now you may need a little bit of dry flour for this, so you just want to flour it a little bit, and you're going to open out the dough ball more on the ends. You want to leave the middle a little thicker. So open that dough ball, hold it like this, grab a scoop of dal and squeeze it in your hand so that it compacts like this, and then you're going to place it in the middle of that dough and you're gonna squeeze to bring it up like this, and then pinch the edges to close. And I like taking my hand and squeezing it like this. Now when I'm squeezing it like this, I go really close to where that dal is in here, because I don't want there to be an air pocket in here. If there's an air pocket in the lower, it's gonna burst when you're trying to roll it out. And all you have to do is press down like this, roll it into your hands, and we're rolling it like this because we're trying to distribute that dal evenly within the whole lower or the whole dough ball. Place it onto your surface. You would want to flour it just a little just to make sure that it doesn't stick, and then continue filling. So I'm going to show you guys one more. Just a little bit of dry flour. Open out. The ends you open out thinner than the center. Grab a handful of your dal. Place it in the middle of the flour or the dough. Press down and pull up. Really easy. And when I'm pulling up, I'm trying not to let any air get in there. Squeeze. Turn over and roll and distribute that dal evenly. So I'm gonna fill the rest and I'll see you guys right back. Now when you're finished filling your dough balls, you want to cover it with that damp tissue again and allow it to rest for 2 minutes. In the meantime, put up your tower to heat up. Now I just want to show you guys, I do have a lot of dal left over, and anytime I'm making dhalpuri, I always boil extra dal so I can portion it out, freeze it, and whenever I feel for dhalpuri, it's really easy for me to make. So I'll leave the recipe for 6 cups. This is 6 cups, but you guys can split this in half. You only need a third of this, so you can just do 1.5 cups if you want to make this amount of dough balls that I made today. So now it's time to roll out the dough balls. You want to flour your surface liberally because you don't want these to stick. Flour the dough itself, and we're going to press and push outwards. Press and push outwards. What we're doing is distributing that split peas or that dal mixture that's in there throughout the ends. And you want to press down on the ends more than you would press the middle, because you want a roti with a nice thin end. Make sure it's floured properly, and now we're going to roll this out. And you want to take your time, and when you're rolling, you're going to press more on the ends. So as you're rolling, you're pressing on this side, and then when you move to this side, you press more on the other side. You want to turn it, make sure it's nicely floured, and do the same. You'll notice I'm not pressing in the middle much. You just want to focus on the ends. Once the ends are nice and thin, then we can go ahead and roll out the middle. So at this point, I'm going to roll now and roll the middle. That's perfect. Now we're going to move over to the stove or the tower to cook the roti. Now when you're cooking the roti, you want your tower, your griddle to be on a medium-low heat. I'm going to go in with a thin layer of oil. And we're going to place the roti onto the tower. Allow it to cook on this side for 20 seconds. You'll see small bubbles forming. You see the bubbles? They're forming. That's what you want. And then we're going to go ahead and flip this over. And we're going to oil this side. And you're going to go in with a light layer of oil, not much. And I know some people who cook dhalpuri, sometimes they don't even put any oil. They make it just as is. Allow it to cook there for 20 seconds, and then we'll flip it again. And now we have to oil this side on a light or thin layer. You guys see how the roti is puffing up and swelling? That's what you want. You want your dal filling in there to be evenly distributed so that that roti puffs up and swells. So this is finished. You guys see how soft and how nice the roti is? Perfect. So I'm just gonna fold this and place it into my container, and I'm gonna continue cooking the rest of rotis. So this is what you're looking for when you're cooking your dhalpuri, for it to be swollen really nicely like this. Just gonna press down to release the air and then fold the dhalpuri. So guys, here you have it, my dhalpuri roti step by step. Let me just show you guys. Look at the ends, it's really thin, and you can tell that the dal is distributed throughout. Look how nice and soft the roti is. Really soft, and you can see that dal inside there. It's the perfect accompaniment for any, I like it with stew especially, but a lot of people love curry or curry stew. So you guys can see how soft the roti is. It's really, really delicious, super soft, and I can't wait for you all to try this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Make it and let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for all of the requests I've gotten, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!